last story I want to show you is one that I don't think got enough news at the time. Ewan Craig was a 14-year-old boy who was killed in a room maybe not too dissimilar to this one that we're in right now, a PE class that was just about to start. The children were unsupervised, they were gathering for the class that was just about to start, and a sponge ball rolled across the floor in front of him and he kicked it. Like any 14-year-old would. He did a David Beckham penalty kick. And this sponge ball flew across the room and went straight into the face of another 14-year-old boy coming into the room. So what did he do? You see one of your colleagues smacked in the face with a football? What erupts? Yeah, huge laughter. So the boy who got hit in the face with a football, he suffers this catastrophic loss of self-esteem and respect in front of his peers. And in order to build that back up, what's the fastest, easiest thing he could do? Walk across the room, grab the guy who kicked the ball, and punch him several times. So he hit him 5 times on the left side of his face. They were separated, as they normally are, either by other pupils or by the teachers who come into the situation. He was sat down on a bench and he collapsed 5 minutes later. They called an ambulance, they took him to hospital. He was pronounced dead later on that day. So how long do you think that scenario took? Just a few seconds, right? And when I sat in Edinburgh, which was where my office was at the time, I called my wife into the room. She's a secondary teacher. And I said, look at this story. What do you think the first question she asked me was? Where was the teacher? Absolutely. You guys see these fights break out all the time, but why don't you have fatalities? Because you're there. You are the protector. You're the person who influences behavior. You're the alpha apex predator in your classroom, right? So nothing happens unless you okay it. Or at least that's where our relationships should get us. Isn't that true? You know, the boy gets smacked in the face, he goes all red, you see teeth and bulgy eyes. He takes one step forward, pointing at the guy who kicked the ball. And what do? You merely clear your throat. You go, not today. And then nothing happens. True? Well, ideally. But the point is, ideally, and I know it doesn't always work that way, but the point is when you develop relationships with the children in such a way that you have, they know that you'll always treat them with dignity and show them respect, then you have the first level of intervention, which is what we call presence.